Yeah, we back. Yeah, we back. Now, let's get into it, man. Today, we're going to be talking about Tariq Nasheed and Isaac Hayes. Now, as we already know, Donald Trump has been elected the next president of the United States, and emotions around election time tend to run high, right? There are some people who are very passionate about politics, and if you disagree about politics, sometimes you might lose friends, you might lose family members. Now, it seems like there's some tension going on between Tariq Nasheed and the son of the legendary music artist, songwriter, and actor Isaac Hayes. Now, Isaac Hayes passed away back in 2008, but his son, Isaac Hayes III, is an entrepreneur, investor, music producer, and also a Democrat. Take a look up on the screen. Isaac Hayes III is the president of Isaac Hayes Enterprises, a company that manages his father's music and legacy. In 2019, he founded the content sharing app Fanbase through crowdsourced donations to give black content creators a means to monetize their content. Now, I'm going to give the brother some free promo. Go check out his app Fanbase, black owned, black funded, black operated. Let's show love to the brother. Shout out to Isaac Hayes III. Now, let's get back into it. Now, back in September, in a run-up to the elections, take a look up on the screen. Isaac Hayes III posted this on his Instagram. Today, our family was granted an injunction against Donald Trump from playing Isaac Hayes' music ever again. We are pleased with the decision by the court and move to the next phase of the lawsuit. Now, you see, when a black man has money and power and prestige and influence, we don't got to do too much going back and forth, man. I see you in court. Now, back to this conflict between Tariq Nasheed and Isaac Hayes III. As we already know, Tariq Nasheed obviously is happy with the election results, the Donald Trump victory. He won't admit it on camera or on a recording, but he's definitely a black conservative. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's a free country. Ain't nothing wrong with being a black conservative, man. You have your right to freedom to vote whoever you want to vote for. Same thing if you're a Democrat liberal. You have the freedom and autonomy to let your opinion and your voice be heard at the ballot box. When it comes to me, I don't allow differences in political ideology to be a deal breaker for me when it comes to my brothers. If you're a black man, you're a Democrat, you're a black man, you're a Republican, you're a black man, you're a Muslim, you're a black man, you're a Christian. It is what it is, bro. I'm not really tripping off that. But obviously, as we can see with this recent election between Trump and Kamala, a lot of people don't really see it like that. If you're a Republican, they don't rock with you if you're a liberal. If you're a liberal, they don't rock with you if you're a Republican. It's like Bloods and the Crips, right? Now, like I mentioned in previous videos, I'm of the opinion that Tariq Nasheed is definitely under the pay of some anonymous right-wing think tanks or organizations. During the run-up to the elections, he's definitely been providing covert support to the Donald Trump campaign, right? On a low-key, playing defense for Donald Trump. And Isaac Hayes, obviously, open and devout Democrat, he's been observing Tariq for a little while, right? And the tension between the two men has been brewing for a few months now, right? Take a look up on the screen back in August. Isaac Hayes III said this: Tariq, you are an instigator of division of black people for profit. That is a huge disappointment. You literally have no agenda other than being contrarian for clout. There are only 3 options for guys that talk like you. Number 1, go to war. Number 2, go run for office, or go to the airport and leave. Pick one. Now, this is a very interesting showdown because it kind of backs Tariq into a corner that is hard for him to, get himself out of. Because you can't say Isaac Hayes III, oh, you can't tell him go back to Ghana, right? You can't tell him go back to Nigeria, right? Nah, he's from American soil. Not only is he an American, but he's actually the son of one of the most legendary black men to ever grace American soil, right? I believe the first black man to win an Academy Award, right? One of the greatest black songwriters to ever come on this side of the planet. A black man who changed the fabric of American music. So unfortunately for Tariq, no, you can't tell Isaac Hayes III to go back to Mozambique. You can't tell him to go back to Namibia because he is black royalty in the United States. And I know I mentioned before that Isaac Hayes III is a open and devout Democrat, but another reason why I believe that he may have a problem with Tariq is the fact that I believe back in the early 90s, his father, Isaac Hayes, was actually crowned as an honorary king in Ghana. So not only do I believe that Isaac Hayes might have a problem with Tariq's political ideology, but also the fact that you're so invested in instigating and profiting off the tension between continental Africans and diasporic Africans, especially due to the fact that many people might not know this, but Isaac Hayes, his father, Isaac Hayes, was crowned as an honorary king in Ghana back in the early 90s. So not only he might not like you because you're a Republican shill, but also because that you are so invested in trying to denigrate the continent when his father was honored and welcomed and loved on the continent. I believe that also plays a role in why Isaac Hayes III might not really be the biggest fan of Tariq Nasheed. Now let's continue. Tariq responded to him back in August and he said this: "Fam, you are projecting because the only clout you have is milking your father's legacy." Now, let's say what you're saying is true. Let's say the only clout he has is by milking his father's legacy. I mean, let's be real. As a man, what is wrong with inheriting your father's legacy? Is it wrong that his father built him a legacy to inherit? Are we really denigrating black men because their father was productive and left something behind for them? I don't understand the argument. Now, when it comes to Tariq, we know your father didn't leave you no fucking legacy because you had to leave wherever the fuck you came from, Alabama, and go to Detroit or Los Angeles. You dropped out of school in high school. So obviously your father didn't leave shit behind for you to inherit. So you don't understand the value of that. And you're trying to actively minimize that, even though you yourself, I'm sure that you have sons and you want to pass down what you built for your sons in the future. So why are you trying to make it seem like that's a shot against Isaac Hayes III because he is so-called milking the legacy of his father? Well, guess what? It's his legacy also because he is Isaac Hayes III, right? Which means that the name, he is part of the lineage. Isaac Hayes I, Isaac Hayes Jr., his father, Isaac Hayes III, the man standing in front of you. Now let's continue. Isaac Hayes III responded and he said this: "You mad that you have no legacy? I built and I own a tech startup worth $160 million. Tariq responded and he said this: "You have white Democrat donors and you had to leverage your daddy's name for that. So put everything in context. That's why they got you bussy popping for the Democrats. And that's why they got you randomly whining to me, someone who has genuine respect from the community." Now, this man, Tariq Nasheed, number one, that's not even his real name, right? So that means your father's name is not even worthy enough to even carry openly. You know, like, that's crazy, bro. Like, that's crazy. You would rather carry the name of an Arab than the own name of your own black father. That's how much your black father wasn't worth shit. You rather carry the name of the Arab. Nigga, I would never. Now let's continue. Now, Isaac Hayes said, "Fanbase," that's his company, "Fanbase has black employees and thousands of black investors." Now, to get an idea of the mentality of Isaac Hayes, I feel like me and him kind of see things in a similar fashion. He said this: "If we collectively withdrew our $1.6 trillion purchasing power, major sectors like beauty, fashion, and tech would have massive revenue losses." He went on to say, "Industries like banking, food, and automotive would take a huge hit, redirecting our dollars to black-owned banks and businesses. We not only create losses for mainstream sectors, but also build up our own wealth and economic independence." Now, I rock with the brother, man. You know, like I said, me and him, you know, we could probably have a productive conversation. Now, here's where it gets hectic. Here's where it gets messy. So after Donald Trump won the election, obviously Tariq Nasheed was celebrated, you know what I mean? You know, dancing on the corpse of the Democrats, right? So Isaac Hayes, man, I don't know why he just decided to unleash the clip. He emptied the clip on Tariq. Like, I've never even emptied the clip on Tariq like this. And I've had this information. I've been through this information, but even me myself, I never went all the way there with Tariq. But Isaac Hayes just, you know, pulled out the machine gun on Tariq and just, you know, now let's continue. So he said this: "Tariq Nasheed, tell us these aren't your words." Now I'm going to play the clip, right? But in this clip, Isaac Hayes takes a excerpt from an old book that Tariq Nasheed wrote like 20 years ago. I believe it was called The Art of Macking. Now, before Tariq Nasheed was the guy we know on YouTube today, he was the red pill manosphere before the red pill manosphere. You know, these dating coaches, these guys, "Oh, I'm gonna teach you how to get women," things like that. So he wrote a book. Tariq Nasheed claims that back in the day he was in the streets, he was a pimp, right? Alleged he was a pimp on the street, right? Pimping your daughters. So he wrote a book about it too. So Isaac Hayes took an excerpt from that book, and I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna run the footage. I'll be right back.
Ladies, take a listen to this excerpt from his book, The Art of Macking. Pay close attention.
There are many contributing factors that make women want to become whores, and in most cases, these females are whores long before the pimp gets to them. If you look at the way these middle school and high school girls dress and carry on in different cities across the country, you can see the ones that are potential whores.
As a man, how can you be about supporting and uplifting black people when you talk about black women like this? This is disgusting.
Now, goddamn, they done went into Tariq Nasheed's old literature from 20 years ago. Goddamn, 20 years ago? Damn. But like I said, man, the elections got everybody very passionate, right? Very passionate, man. I'm telling you, everybody losing friends, family members. And I think back in the day, Tariq Nasheed and Isaac Hayes, I don't think they had a problem with each other, but ever since the election, man, I'm telling you, the election got folks crashing out. And if you ask me, to me, that's just, ain't no defending that. You cannot defend that. There's no defense that Tariq Nasheed could ever make sense of that. There is no defending that. Back in the day when Tariq Nasheed was on that Art of Mackin bullshit, he just has to wear that as a stain of dishonor, right? You just have to say, you know, back in the day, that's just a blemish on your record, bro. Like, ain't no defending that. I'm not trying to hear the Malcolm X excuse, or, you know, back in the day, Malcolm, you know, before he was Malcolm X, he was Malcolm Little. I'm not trying to hear that shit, bro. Anyway, so Tariq responded and said this: "Your lies keep failing and you are getting desperate. I wonder why you sassy dudes cannot take your L with dignity." Now, Tariq Nasheed did not even address what was said in the video. He didn't even address the video, right? But anyway, let's continue. Isaac Hayes responded and he said this: "This is your book. You wrote those words. Only a sassy man would call another man sassy. You have a dreadlock man weave. You dye your hairline and you cannot grow a beard to save your life." God damn, don't tell me Tariq Nasheed got the tether hairline. Don't tell me he got the migrant hairline. Oh no. Let's continue. Isaac Hayes went on to say, "Tariq Nasheed has more pressing things to address than trolling me. Why are you interested in middle-aged schoolgirls? This is your leader, a man who talks and writes this kind of stuff about women?" Then he went on to say, "Why are you stuttering in this video so much, Tariq? You called this woman a liar when she read your own words back to you."
I just want to ask the brother if what is the purpose of writing that middle school and high school girls, when you look at them at that age, that you can tell that they're going to be potential whores?
All right.
Nobody's.
Take
He
the
wrote
answer
that
off.
in the Art of Macking. In the Art of Macking.
No, I didn't. You're alive. You're trolling. You were trolling the other day. This is a woman who supports a sexual predator. This is some other stuff, troll stuff. So let's go ahead. Troll stuff. So let's go ahead.
Now, when Isaac Hayes brought out these receipts, it seems to me that Tariq Nasheed just bowed out gracefully, right? He didn't want no smoke after that, right? He didn't want to continue the debate after that. Matter of fact, instead of addressing Isaac Hayes, a man of his own tribe, in fact, a man of very high status within his own tribe, who called him a pedophile directly to his face, he decided to start talking about the continental Africans again. Take a look up on the screen. Instead of defending himself against the pedophile allegations, Tariq Nasheed hopped on Twitter today and said this: "Many foundational Black Americans have no idea of the level of white worship that some of these non-FBAs have." Now, I don't know what the hell this dude is worried about Africans. I mean, Trump won the election. Your guy is in office. You should be celebrating. You should be, preparing your legislation to bring down to the White House to get reparations. But instead, you are talking about the continental Africans, right? Don't worry about the continental Africans, bro. The continental Africans, they busy right now. They just arrested the CEO of a $1 billion gold mining company last week, right? Go check out the video I did on it yesterday. Got 25,000 views in 24 hours. So don't worry about the continental Africans right now, bro. They busy right now, right? You talking about cut the check. Meanwhile, the continental Africans literally going around locking up the white man, telling them, listen, if you want to be released, you better cut the check. If you want your freedom again, you better cut the check. Got guns in the white man's face, telling them to cut the check. So listen, don't worry about the continental Africans right now, bro. They busy right now. They getting busy right now, right? You sitting in your basement making YouTube videos, you ain't doing shit for real like that, bro. You and I both know that you don't have the testicular fortitude to approach the CEO of a $1 billion company and put a gun in his face and put him under arrest. You and I both know that you ain't doing no shit like that. Nigga, at most, the only thing you gonna do is hop on Twitter and do a space about it, or maybe make a YouTube video about it, and that's gonna be that. You ain't getting busy like that. So don't worry about the continental Africans right now. They getting busy right now. They handling major business. So stop changing the subject. Isaac Hayes III called you a pedophile, and the streets want to know, what do you have to say about it? So listen, stop deflecting, stop changing the subject. The streets want to know, listen, what do you mean when you wrote that bullshit in that book? Anyways, man, it's your boy Nefakari, that's Salim, back in the Billy, yes indeed. Cash App in the description. Support the channel, man. Support the album. Peace. Superpowers. They gonna be talking and tweeting about us. Stay to myself, I don't be around them. So introverted, I'm in the mountains. Making these hits and I'm money count. Wake up each morning, I'm feeling power. I'ma get money and make a shower. Shorty a diamond, she went to Howard. When I'm up in the booth, I got superpowers. Do it myself and I'm feeling major. Don't hit me back when you need a favor. Back on my business like fuck a hater. Started my business like fuck a label. Work for myself and I'm never changing. Step in the game and I rearrange it. Chosen a call, I gotta take it. Put that shit on my life, we gotta make it. I done been here before, I've been at the top. Been at the bottom, I've been having knots. Heart of a king like I'm up in Kemet. You talking about queens, I got me a lot. Energy ancient, came out of Nubia. Tell the invaders, they better get props. Hop on the track, a nigga be schooling them. Now they be watching to see what I got. I'ma go cop me a mansion. Apology given cause I'm breaking hearts. I know I'm too different to manage. She want my commitment, she want me involved, but I ain't conforming to standards. I'm trying to get rich, my vision imperial with a polygamous fashion. I'm trying to be living so lavish. Original man, they call it primordial. Play with the team, they plan handing memorials. Blessed with the game, I'm giving tutorials. Pain in my heart, it's feeling precordial. Bet they gon' fuck with the vision. I might go start a religion, I might go start a division. Call it the sovereign imperial secretive order. Taking it over the water, hopping on planes. I don't be up on the corner. I'ma be linking with bosses up in the office, in the executive quarters. I might go hop in the belly, hop in the rolls, chilling with somebody's daughter.